Chapter 21. Paris. A few weeks later they arrived Paris, and of course the city have to be cleaned. The group fights against 30 zombies as suddenly 200 appear behind one of the many street corners. Fino and Sam ordered at once an escape. They won't risk losing anybody. No one of them should die in the command of the vampires. During the humans take cover in a house and build up barriers, Sam and Fino play the bait to protect the helpers. For that they increase the distance to the building of the group, and the zombies followed them like puppies. Both scream loud, "Come here! Come and get us!" and so on. In a very slim street the undead come suddenly from everywhere. From behind, in front, right and left. The number of 200 increases very fast to 300. They have to avoid the stinker to change very fast their direction and kick sometimes heads to come forward through the new appeared. Behind them were too much to fight. After a few minutes of running through the slim streets, they arrive a great place. It was the place of the Eiffel Tower. Behind them the whole street was full of zombies, coming slowly. The boys couldn't fight against this great number. They only have a chance to escape forward. But on the place were also many zombies. It was approximate the same number behind them and in front of them, only with the difference that the place was giant and the zombies were equally shared out on the big area. After they saw that, they stopped for a moment to orientate and take the samurai swords from the bag. They couldn't use the weapon in the small streets. After they were armed, both men started to run. To come on the other side of the blaze, they didn't fight very long. In the run they cut heads, legs, arms without to stop. Every stinking body who cross their line get a flesh cut as fast as they can. Without one stop they cut through the zombies like a blender. After they cross the blaze, they escape and hide in the next building with an unlocked door. As fast as they can, they run upstairs and arrived the roof. Over the roofs, they want to escape with parkour, because a few zombies were close to their heels. Over a distance of more than 5 or 7 meters, the corpse can't follow our heroes. They tried it and fall down on the bone-breaking streets. On the other side, Sam and Fino leave the building over the main entrance. In the meantime, the group built up fences and barricades in a side street. After they arrived the safe zone, they were breathless and need a few minutes to rest. After enough rest, Sam and Fino returned to the Eiffel Tower, because Paris wasn't still zombie-free. With loud screams they lure the eating machines in the direction of the barriers. Behind the secure fences they were able to do the job they come for. The fences and barriers canalized and separated the zombies for a controlled slaying. The waste disposal was organized with trucks and bulldozers after they cut many in pieces. A few hours later the giant crowd was wasted and buried in holes. But that wasn't the end of the cleaning process. A big part of the human eater was wasted. But Paris is giant and not free. Parallel to the fighting groups, the French built walls and fences around Paris. New plagues shouldn't find a way into the city. In the urban part of the big metropolis, they built up moats, holes, and after Fino's specifications, cone-formed corridors. If Paris get rid of the undead, in the future the country would be free very fast. In the meantime, the different groups were separated and get introductions from the vampire elders over walkie-talkies. Systematically, the streets were cleaned and locked up behind barriers, places become clean, and zombies were forced for collection and cut in pieces until the whole city was corpse-free. With this scheme, every town and city were cleaned up in a few weeks, days or hours. They become again places for living and working. Like in Germany, they have methods to avoid more stand-ups of that. Cemeteries were locked, also morgues and hospitals. A dying gets a zombie cutter on his side for the case that he or she transformed into this plague. In the case of no transformation, we cut to be sure the head from the body and extracted arms and legs. In screwed steel coffin, the body parts can't harm any human deep down in the ground. It wasn't very nice, but necessary to protect the living. After Paris was free, we saw the light on the end of the tunnel. The whole world was invaded by zombies, but we built up islands of security. Now we have fresh wind and were able to start to free the whole world of the plague.